Hello everyone, it's JoJo with JoJo Crosses here, and I thought I would do a video about the best and kind of easiest way to catch a golden stag, because I feel like it's one of those things that if you do have a forever island and sometimes you struggle to find it, this might be something to help you out. So I'm here on a mystery island, a Nook Miles Island, I should say, and I spent some of my tickets. I came to the actual Money Rock Island, which was nice, and because this is a good island because you can run in a complete circle. And so I was just kind of looking around, and I brought some extra palm trees with me because you need some extra palm trees. Some of the other things that you need to know is you should have already caught at least 100 bugs in the game. It will not spawn unless you've done that. So you need to catch at least 100 bugs before it will get to the point where some of these special bugs will spawn for you. You must have palm trees. They only spawn on a palm tree. The time of day needs to be between 5 p.m. and 8 a.m. However, the most successful times I've had have been after 9 p.m., 9 p.m. to 8 a.m., I would say. But mine have been between like 9 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. is when I have found the golden stag. The months are between July and August if you're in the northern hemisphere, or January and February if you're in the southern hemisphere. So that's when you'll be able to catch the golden stag. What I'm doing here on this island is picking up all the flowers, weeds, and then I'm going to go around and chop down every tree that is not a palm tree. This is to decrease the spawning of different bugs that are not the ones you're trying to find. This is also a really good way to catch other bugs that you might have wanted, like maybe the giraffe stag or the, there's so many other ones, you know, the horned atlas and just a bunch of those big giant beetles that are hard to get. Most of them spawn around this time of night. So this is a really good time to do that. So anyways, I go around the island, I collect everything that I can as far as getting all the trees out of the way, picking up all the weeds, and I pluck every flower off because if you don't have a flower top, the bugs will not, land on top of them. So really you'll only have to scare off ground bugs, the ones like the purple dung beetle or maybe a scorpion or the tiger beetle, which kind of jumps around on the ground, things like that. And then you're going to have to run around and look at the palm trees and scare off like the bugs that don't matter or that aren't worth your time or whatever. But I went ahead and just planted, like I said, a few extra palm trees on the island just to have more options, because just having a couple doesn't give enough space for the spawning to occur. So yeah, I put 2 extras on each side, and I tried to put like one in, one out, so that as I'm walking I can kind of see each palm tree in my vision, and that way I'm not, and also they can't be too close together so that you don't scare one off when you try to grab the other one. So these ones are going to be a little close, but as long as I put one on the inside and one on the outside, it should be okay. Just as long as I can see that other one around this one, you know what I mean? Which I can. So now the process is you just have to run around this island all night until you get the bugs that you need. Spoiler alert, I will tell you this particular island, I had to do this on 2 separate islands, and this particular island is not the one that I catch the golden stag on. I was on here for about maybe like an hour and 45 minutes or so. Oh, look at that one. Okay, so here's an example of one of the big ones that you can get is, yeah. It's pretty cool. I have to sneak up on it because, you know, you have to. And what you want to do is see how it's moving. As long as it's moving, you can walk. If you see it freeze in place, stop and creep forward only when it starts to move again until you get to the point where you think you can catch it. So that is the secret to that. All right, and then I'm just speeding this up. You can kind of see how much I have to run around this island. It is just a lot of running and waiting, clearing out some of the bugs that don't matter, you know. I went ahead and, you know, was catching ones that I thought I could fill my pockets with that would be somewhat valuable. But then, like, towards the end, you really have to clear out the ones, even the ones that are a little more expensive, in order to make room for a lot of the bigger bugs that you get. Because, like, you know, a lot of them are worth a lot more, and I'd rather keep those. And plus, especially the ones I've not caught yet. I ran over here to get that big water bug because I hadn't had him yet on my island. And then I noticed this big boy. I didn't have a rainbow stag yet, I don't think. So I went ahead and grabbed him. And then, you know, we kind of go back to running around and trying to grab these guys. So yeah, we got the rainbow stag. I actually got tons of beetles and stuff that I didn't have, so that was pretty cool. Not that this island really needs them, but you know, I do like to have my museum kind of filled up if I can. So anyways, and I brought an extra net because you're gonna break some. This one is a big boy. I saw him sitting there, and at first I almost walked by him, and then I thought, nope, that's one I don't have, the horned atlas. So yeah, then we just kind of ran around a little bit more and grabbed some more bugs and filled up. And then, like I said, this island was not successful for me, but this is a good island to do it on. He didn't spawn this day, so it was fine. But I did get quite a few ones, like I said, that I don't have. And as I was walking here, I noticed in the distance, I saw a little scorpion popped up out there. And I thought, well, maybe I'm going to try and see if I can walk over there and get him before he runs away, because they run away pretty fast. But I feel like you have to get close before they do that. I wasn't expecting him to stay, but he did. And so I ended up just kind of creeping up on him and getting him. But if you've never caught one before, well, here you are. You have to sneak when their arms are up, and then when he puts them down, you stop. I mean, when he puts them up, you stop. When you're going towards him, if he puts them down, he's relaxed, right? But when you're up, he's scared. So he's going to run towards you yeah. So you always have to keep creep and then stop and then creep, and then there you go. You have yourself a scorpion. And I got bit twice by scorpions on the next island that you'll see. So I ran around a little bit more. I did grab a few more big bugs on this island. As I'll show you, I think this one I spotted. There's a few that I had already that I didn't, know if I had them or not, but I would still grab them anyway. So, yeah, so there's that. There he is, the big boy, horned Hercules, yeah. So, love it. It's filling up. It's filling up with some of the big bugs. And this guy I didn't have yet either, but I don't think I ended up keeping him because he's not worth anything, like 800 bells or something. And not that I really need the bells on this island, but I just wanted to, keep the ones that are more worth the time. So I did look up a few of the bugs while I was out here just to see, oh, what's that one worth and what's this one worth? And I kind of just get rid of them as I go, if needed, I would recommend, if you fill up your stuff and there are ones you really want to keep, and you don't mind doing the work again, I would suggest, you know, going back and taking them home, donating them, doing all of that, and then coming back and doing it again. So this big boy was on there. I caught him. He's a horned elephant. And then I found this other one, which was there, and he's another one of these ones. This is the second one for the night that I caught the horned atlas. So he's pretty cool, pretty darn cool. And you see, I started to get full, and I was like, okay, I'm getting rid of that one. And then I've got this Goliath beetle, which I didn't have yet. And he can move pretty fast sometimes if you don't sneak up enough. So you definitely have to be careful with that one. And then I think this is the second one of this one. Yeah, the horned Hercules. But yeah, it's still cool to see them sitting there. You know, they're hard to find. So anyway, after this, after I was full, I thought, you know, I'm tired. It had been about an hour and 45 minutes or so. So then I came back a little later after I took a bit of a break and found the bamboo island. The bamboo island is probably actually a better island than the other one, just FYI, because you can get to all the land. I planted a bunch of extra palms already on this island, so just so you know, it didn't come with this many palms. I think I planted 6 or 7 extra on this island because I noticed I grabbed a bunch on my way out, and I thought I'm just gonna grab them. And worst case scenario, you know, we'll just have a few close together. But they did all end up fitting in a pretty good location. And so I end up just kind of circling around. I did grab all the flowers, all the weeds. What I did realize, though, is these trees being left out here made it really hard to see if there was a scorpion. And I did get, look, there's one in the distance. And I saw him just now on the clip earlier, but I did not notice him when I was first walking by, nor did he notice me. But I'll tell you, I got bit 2 or 3 times by scorpions on this island. So I ended up cutting down all the trees, which you'll see towards the end here. But I'm not going to show you all the running around and catching of bugs on this one because that can get a little old. But once I ran through quite a bit of time, I finally do find the golden stag. And so yeah, so we ran around a while. We caught all the bugs. I tried to fill my pockets up with the big boys. There he is. He's on the very back one. He kind of looks like a rainbow stag from a distance at first, just because he has a similar shape. But then when you get up to him, you realize. And I always thought he would be a little more sparkly, you know, like more golden, but he is not. He's actually pretty tame looking. And I really sneak slow. I'm watching the movement on his little thingies. As long as his little antennas are moving around, he's happy. And as long as you're going slow. But if you see him freeze, you need to freeze. But then once I get close, I got him. And so there he is in his glory, the golden stag. I kind of froze here for a minute so you guys could take a look at him because, you know, you gotta memorize what does that one look like. So I go ahead and go around and grab a bunch more bugs and fill up and make sure that my inventory is full. And this is what I ended up with. So I had to exchange for a couple of them. I ended up needing a mosquito in my museum, which is why I kept that over the hermit crab. But I think I was just looking around, making sure I didn't find 1 more, 2 more, and then I was like, nah, I'm done. All right, so then I went and I donated the golden stag to Blathers, and there's no real, I donated him with other bugs, so there wasn't any fanfare or anything to show you, but I just wanted to show you that I did, in fact, donate the golden stag to the museum. All these other ones I had donated earlier from that other island, so I didn't need to donate them here. And then there isn't really any big accomplishment on your Nook Miles achievements for catching a golden stag, which I think is stupid because it's a hard one to catch. But anyway, But he's down there on the bottom and along with all these other big boys that we caught. So that was kind of cool. And so yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope this helped you somewhat and gave you some insight as to an easy way to try to catch him. You do have to have about 1 or 2 hours of time set aside to do it, but you can do it, and it is kind of a lot of fun if you like to catch bugs in the game. I enjoy it. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more of this, please give the channel a like and a subscribe, and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys. All right, bye.